Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Unpredicted Party, the only Middle-earth campaign that will answer the question, why didn't they just take the Eagles to Mordor? And we are one step closer to answering that question. Around me are my internet friends. Say hi, internet friends.
Hello.
When last we left off, there was some drama that went down that only one of our players and the audience knows about. So let's get started. But before we do, we've got some announcements to get through. I am your humble lore master, Don Marshall, and we do want to thank our lovely sponsors. The stream would not be possible without Free League Publishing. They have graciously sent us their Middle-earth TTRPG so that we could play in a more fleshed out version of Middle-earth. Thank you to my players for modeling it. If you would like to get anything that you see on the screen, go to freeleaguepublishing.com. We also have merchandise available at Don Marshall 72. I, for one, will welcome our Bird Overlords merch is in the works. Don't you worry. At about the 1 hour mark, we will be having a quick 5-minute break. Also want to give a special thank you to a few others. The artwork was done by the incredible Sarah M. Shunky on Instagram. The battle maps are done by Little Wit the Cartographer. You can find Little Wit on Facebook. The music has been crafted by Cullen Vance. You can stream all of his music on Spotify, Bandcamp, iTunes, or cullenvancecreative.com. And we've got some new stuff for today. Can't wait for you all to hear it. Very special thank you as well to my wife. She goes by Nat20Wife on social media. Without her, these streams would be 6 hours long and I would have no sense of direction. Honey, thank you. Without further ado, are you all ready to get started?
Yeah, let's go.
Absolutely.
Yes, let's go.
Let's go. And welcome back. When our heroes last left off, the Eagle Gwaihir had stolen the ring and now rules Middle-earth for himself. Our heroes had traveled to Angmar, rescued the Blue Wizards, made friends with the human Halbarad to get the Dunedain's assistance, and they're all hanging out in Rivendell trying to make sure that they have the forces to fight against the forces of Sauron. Meanwhile, because it was a plot point that we have discussed for ages, 2 of the elves need to go back to Lothlorien because they are worried about their homeland. On their way to the journey, they did meet a very eccentric talking troll named Marvin, whom they said, go north and find the cave and you'll be safe. They also met a young girl named Alma who was looking for slugs. And sorry, Zach, it's a terrible British accent, but I tried my best.
That's fine.
It's okay. There's a much worse one coming up pretty soon.
Oh, excellent.
Delivered the girl safely home and continued on their way towards Lothlorien. However, during their travels, Halloweth, you had some very strange dreams that the other 2 players are not aware of, but the audience is. So we will pick it up almost immediately after that same day, when you have awoken and said everything is fine, and you will continue on your travels. So as we get started, I am going to ask you to complete your roles for that day's travel. So who would like to take the scan check, who would like to make the awareness check, and who would like to make the travel check?
I'll do the travel, just a straight D12.
Yep.
I have 3 awareness, so if
I have
you
a
want
pretty
to
good
take,
scan.
cool,
Perfect.
let's do it.
Oh, we're starting out strong, my friends. Got a Gandalf and a 6.
Ooh.
I promise I'm not lying here.
We know,
That's-
Max.
That's really wonderful, because I did not make my target number.
Okay. Well, that certainly does help. Zach,
I got a 4 for travel.
you got a 4. Okay.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
not
hang on.
the best.
No.
terrible,
That's
but
fine. Hang on.
If you want to know the exact number, it is 12 for awareness.
And your target number is 13?
14.
14. Okay.
Or if it makes you feel any happier, that's literally as high as Beery can roll in awareness.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
We're doing great.
We are.
Yeah.
All right. So as you continue to make your way south towards Lothlorien, the terrain gets a little bit more difficult. Halloweth, Tanel, you're both aware of this because You've traveled this area, not a lot, but you're at least familiar with it. Until it gets to the point where the trees start forming the beginnings of the forest, and there are small clearings that you notice. And as you continue to travel, at around mid-afternoon, you hear a from behind you. And with the mountains to your right, I need you all to make an awareness check for
Oh
me.
my god. I was about to say Tanel hits the deck just immediately down.
Okay.
And ducking.
Make an awareness check.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. All of you make an awareness check.
8.
8.
Yeah.
16.
16.
That beats it by
14. Beats it by
14.
2.
Okay, great. Halloweth, Tanel, you quick glancing up to the right, and you notice that there is a fell beast climbing down the mountain just about 200 yards towards you. But it's moving very cautiously, almost like it's trying to stealth because it had landed there, but it's still... And you notice the tumble of the rocks. What are you doing?
Swearing.
Yeah. Tanel has hit the deck and is like hiding in whatever shrubbery and gnarls of trees that are there.
Halloweth's going to signal to Barry and point him out because
What's wrong?
fell beast.
What?
Tanel grabs his cloak and just yanks him down.
Yeah.
Just disappears into the bushes.
Grabbing the dwarf into the shrubbery, you pull him down real quick, and as you're all sort of hiding there, after about 30 seconds to a minute, you hear a voice.
I see you. We would like to speak.
Where is the voice coming from around us?
Yeah.
It's coming from where you know the fell beast to be.
You're
I
up,
think-
elves.
Can I see the fell beast at all through the shrubbery?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
he is big enough. You can see it.
Is it possible to like insight check him to see if
You
like,
can
just
certainly try.
how he's how he's positioned?
Yeah, can you imagine if we were like, okay, we come out and he's just like, that was the easiest
Exactly.
lure I've ever done.
There's
Barry
insight, jeez.
would like to use a hope. No, not a hope. A fellowship.
Mm-hmm. Ah.
Add a
Excellent.
d6 to this.
All right. Mark a fellowship point off of the pool, and Tanel, add an extra d6.
My God, okay. I hit my target number exactly. Holy shit.
Coming
Nice.
in clutch.
Nice fellowship point.
Oh, thank you. Good idea. Let's. Okay.
We love
Tanel.
to see it.
Through the shrubbery and through your feelings, you glance up at this fell beast and you notice something that shocks you. There is no Nazgul on this fell beast.
Tanel sort of whispers down to the other two and says, "It's riderless. It's on its own."
Didn't even know that was possible.
Neither
Right,
did
these
I.
things?
Yes. Servants of Sauron too.
Okay. Ready your weapons. Let's
Yeah, I was
approach
about
it.
to say. Beery, actually, no. Yeah, he's taking his shield from his back and just kind of getting ready.
Mhm.
Yeah, Tanel's gonna take her sword out, but pull her cloak so that it can't really tell that she has it.
As you're all preparing for this,
Mhm.
you hear the voice yet again.
Who enters the domain of Gwaihir, the Wind Lord?
Oh shit.
It's so bad. It's just so bad. We
All
gotta
right.
get out of here.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Man, I thought that could have been like, I don't know, a rogue fell beast that might have just
Yeah.
like, I don't know,
Maybe it is. Maybe we can
rebelled.
maybe we can like make it rebel. Maybe we could be like, hey, we got some friends that are way cooler than this bird. I don't know. There's a lot of characters.
You want to try and out
Not Beery. He doesn't know
possess
what he's doing.
the Gwaihir, the Windlord.
Oh my God, you're right.
I think convincing is going to take a persuasion of maybe plus 80 d6.
Yeah. Looking around us, like, how hidden can we stay if we start to sort of move back?
With that insight check, you kind of get the sense that it knows generally where you are. You could try shifting, but it would require a stealth check from all three of you.
Okay.
Oh boy, Barry, how's your stealth?
About that.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
Great. Okay.
What if we? No, I 10. Does it look alone?
Yes, as far as I can tell.
I feel like if I get, I don't know what these things do. What do I gotta know?
It's a fell beast. It's probably going to kill us.
You say that like I know what it is. Anyways, what if I went this way, you went that way, and we kind of split it? Yeah.
Okay.
I can't even think right now. You split its attention.
That could work. We could figure out sort of exactly what it wants that way.
It's
That
okay,
actually
we can-
scared the pants off me.
It's the fell beast.
I'm leaving that in.
Wow, that's great acting.
Thank you, Samson.
John's over here setting it up.
Incredible.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Incredible work.
So, as you three are talking, deciding what to do, you hear the rumble of the rocks of the
Oh my
mountain
God.
come a little bit further down, and you see from the shrubbery, it's shuffling its way down the mountain.
Reveal yourselves to me.
Okay. In a panic, Beer's gonna be like, I'm gonna go that way. Is there like more of a clearing?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
you're in like the only shrubbery. There's a few trees scattered about, but it would take some sprinting to get there.
Beery would like to pop out and where's Gorge right now? He's not with us. is
Oh
he?
yeah.
Gorge, I'll say just for the purposes of this, Gorge is much further back from you. You'd all say
Okay.
he's safe. I can't hurt the boar yet.
Don't
the
you
internet would
dare
kill me.
touch the
internet,
sweet little thing.
Yeah,
Do we
I
have a
would-
cart
Yeah.
at this point? Do we have
The
anything?
cart is with Gorge, about
Fine.
50
Okay.
yards back.
Fine.
Okay,
So I guess
so-
we've got to get back
yeah.
to the cart. And then
Well, here's quick idea. This is in character. We could tell him that we are just lost elves of Lothlorien. He might just let us in.
well, maybe. Do you want to take that chance? Because he may just eat us.
Yes.
Oh God, it's
You
getting
hear the
closer.
rumbling getting closer and
Okay.
closer.
Okay, I think splitting up is the best idea.
Okay.
I think reasoning with Gwaihir is not going to work. But I mean, if you want to try that, by all means, say something because
We'll do
say
that
something
if-
and then sneak if we need.
We'll do that if we get
Oh,
caught.
it's getting closer.
How about
good idea.
that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Leave-
Beery's
okay,
just gonna like pop out of the shrub and bushes, like imagine like branches and leaves, like just a trail behind him,
Mm-hmm.
and he's holding up his shield with like both hands, preparing for like whatever's coming, and he's gonna try to head for a clearing, allowing the elves some direction towards more woodland.
You're flanking
Areas.
it, basically.
Yes.
Trying to flank
Yeah.
it, trying to
All right,
come around.
great. So
Like
Beery,
a triangle.
as you
Almost.
make a
Yeah.
beeline and you go first, pew, you dart out of the shrubbery, and the fell beast just very quickly starts roaring towards you and starts charging towards you. Elves, what are you doing?
Well, that went poorly.
Oh my
Um,
God.
Can I have? Oh, this is such a risk. But can I have a targeted, aimed shot, please?
You may, even though we're technically not in combat, I will allow it
Yes.
as an action. Go for it.
Can I attempt to blind the fell beast with an arrow?
You can, because this is an eye on a very large target.
Mm.
I'm gonna say It's usually one less d6. I will say you can keep your normal number of d6, but you are rolling ill-favored, so the lesser of the two d12.
Okay.
That is a very small target.
Yes.
On Halloweth,
Okay.
you got this.
You got this.
Okay. 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 I hit my target number exactly. No sixes, nothing else, but I hit it exactly. 12.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Holy shit.
I have
The
3
odds.
proficiency in
Yes,
in
you
both.
do.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, you
No.
do. Okay, in that case, I need to make a roll myself. Please hold.
Okay.
Zach! That was amazing.
That was amazing. All right, Beery, you dart out, trying to find some cover while the elves pull it out. Halloweth, you knock an arrow and shoot it into the eye, and Tanel, you watch as Beery sprints left and Halloweth goes right. And in the instant that this happens, you watch as Halloweth's arrow hits nearly simultaneously as a second arrow goes into the other eye of the fell beast, and it shrieks with all its power, and it tries to fly up past the mountains where it can get to safety, but it's struggling, and it lets out this shriek, and the riderless fell beast falls to the mountainside about 200 yards above, and it tries climbing its way up the mountain to escape where you are. In the meantime, Beery, you run headlong towards trying to make a distraction and into a body. The body grabs you by the throat,
Hello?
puts you in a headlock.
Oh, God.
It's an elf. You glance up and it's an elf.
Oh no.
These damn elves.
And it looks down at you and goes, gestures to you, looks over at you, Tanel, about 25 yards away, gestures to you, and then Halloweth, you, after a moment or two in all of the chaos, notice this elf as well, because you're glancing at Beery. You see the elf as well. Finger to his lips. He gestures for you all to follow him silently.
Sheath the sword and stealth through.
What about that? We can kill it.
He shakes his head.
Come on,
And
you
just-
like Barry's trying to dig his heels in a little bit. Like, no, we can get it.
Do you want to try and escape this elf's grip?
Is he able to see Tanel and Halloweth?
Yeah, you can see him.
What
Yeah,
do
we're
they look
coming
like
towards-
they're wanting to do? Okay.
We're
To know.
just coming with you.
Yeah.
We're just going. Okay. That was the second hour. Let's go.
All right. Seeing that the rest of the elves are going in that direction,
Mhm.
he gets pulled along.
The three of you gather with this unknown elf, and finger still to his lips, he gestures for you to follow and leads you further south. He is silent the entire time. It takes about another half hour before he even begins to slow down, and you are moving at a very brisk jog, having very
Mhm.
deftly escaped this fell beast.
Tanel's.
Glances at- oh,
Yeah, I was about to say Tanel's been looking behind her shoulder the entire time as they're walking to make sure.
it doesn't seem like this thing is following you, and the trees are getting thicker and thicker,
Mhm.
but you also seem to be moving further west, closer to the mountain range. And after about a half hour, you approach this grove of trees, and at the base of the mountain, you notice an enormous entrance of a cave, and the elf leads you into this cave. Finger still to his lips as he gestures you in. He brings you in, and you begin to hear murmurs as you walk further in. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes into this narrow, tight, getting a little bit claustrophobic space.
Oh, Barry's at home.
Mhm.
He's
Thought it
feeling
might.
good about this.
After about a half hour of silence and a few minutes in this cave, the elf glances at the three of you and says, "Welcome home. There is someone who would like to speak with you." Haldir, come on in.
What?
You did it again?
What?
Oh,
Hey, everyone.
Dude!
no. What? Oh my goodness.
That's so cool.
Oh my god.
Right. This is so cool. I am very excited.
Oh my god, so am I.
Hell
How
yeah.
dare you?
That's awesome.
Everybody,
My heart can't take anymore.
please welcome my dear friend NX Wilson, who will be playing the role of Haldir
Yes.
for today's session.
Nice. Welcome, Next. Oh, that's
Yes.
so awesome.
Well,
Yes.
oh my goodness.
This is so cool. This is awesome.
Oh.
I'm so happy right now.
My face already hurts.
I know, right?
Damn it, Don.
Well, now we're gonna have to get real emotional on you because
Yeah,
of
there we
everything
go.
that's happened.
Speaking of emotion, Haldir, you approach these three travelers, two of whom you recognize, one of them you don't, and he has a boar for some reason, while the other two are carrying their horses and leading them. And you approach, and Halloweth, you see your good friend Haldir.
Oh, Haldir, my friend. He clasps his hand, just the biggest beaming smile on his face, just like, it is so good to see a familiar face. Hello, greetings.
Is it really you? Halloweth?
It's I.
Oh, it is so good to see you again.
It's been a long time, my friend.
Where have you been?
Oh, all over. First to Rivendell, then to Angmar. It's been a long trip, but we're finally home.
You've chosen a hell of a time to come home.
Have I ever? Yes. It appears the shadowy darkness that is plaguing Lorien has spread across Middle-earth. We're doing our best to stop that at once, but it's proving tricky.
It's bad. The situation is dire. But I'm
As
so
you
glad to see you.
As you say this, Haldir, the elf that had escorted the other three comes up to you and says, "Another fell beast, not far from here."
What happened?
It was tracking them. We managed to injure it, but I don't think it was a kill shot.
You're being tracked by a fell beast? For what reason?
We know not. We didn't realize the fell beasts could even be riderless, let alone that they were tracking. Are they being possessed by Gwahir? That's at least the impression we got.
Haldir, it spoke. It spoke to them. The fell beast.
Now, without a rider?
There was no rider. Dark magic is at work here.
Beery, the dwarf, kind of pushes through a couple of people. Let me through. But now it's blind, thanks to the very good shot of that one there. And I feel like we can all take it. If we join forces, it would make a lovely coat. I'm dead serious.
Dwarf, it is probably gone by now. And apologies, I did not catch your name.
Oh, Beery, son of Roki from Erebor. And this is Gorge, my old boy from Erebor.
Is he for eating?
Never.
Danelle behind him is going,
Just puffs up a little bit.
And he's
How
with you.
dare you?
He's with you?
We elves are vegetarians, Beery. It was a joke.
Oh, well, very good. No, this is probably one of the most useful members of our party. Yeah, look at him. And it's just this kind of potbelly pig that just kind of chilling. He's got a bunch of pouches. He's kind of like a pack, kind of a beast of burden a little bit, but he's his friend.
This is your Bill. Let's just be honest.
It's 100% Bill. Bye-bye, Bill. Oh, my heart. I can't.
Bill the pony. Yeah. Well, we'll take any help we can get. You are welcome, Master Dwarf.
Well, thank you. This is a much better reception I've got than in Rivendell. They had me at bow point the first time we ever met. So this is much better. I mean, the headlock, we'll maybe forget that a little bit, but There was a what do you call them? A fell beast, dragon looking thing.
Apologies about that, Master Dwarf.
It's pretty good, great form. I mean, you really like set it up really nicely.
Thousands of years of practice. What can I say?
Also,
Well,
Barry, you do happen to be at elbow level.
It was fairly easy.
Hal, we're just gonna forget that you just said.
Hal is very pleased at this burn.
Well, I'm glad that your mood has improved for the better.
Halibut's with friends again. He's in Lorien at like, albeit dark times. He's finally feeling more, I don't know, welcome.
When we glance around this cave, does it look freshly dug, or does it have any like historical significance?
So the cave around you seems to be some kind of like crafted in some way secret entrance to a much larger entity. You hear murmurs and voices not too far down within the cave system.
Does it look dug by kinfolk?
It looks as though a person made it, but it's unclear what made it.
Oh, well, if it doesn't have perfect right angles and doors that go invisible, then clearly not dwarves. Sorry.
As you guys are chatting, the elf that rescued you goes, Haldir, we should move further in just to be safe. But some good news. Many of the trees further north have not yet been affected.
Yes. Good news.
What is the situation with the trees, please?
Yes.
It's complicated. We should go in.
The elf guides you in, and you just sort of follow this one's lead, and you are brought into this much larger room, almost like not quite cathedral-like, but it is significantly bigger. There's some stalactites and stalagmites coming from the roofs and coming up from the ground, and you see a couple hundred elves sort of milling about within the cave. There's murmurs and fires going, and people are, just sort of making food and seeming to just make do of whatever is happening within this cave. But it all seems slightly more muted than like a merry sort of elven gathering would.
Elves in caves. What has become of the world?
I feel much better now that we're underground and nothing gonna be flying overhead. Gives both his companions kind of a pat like on the back, and look, aren't you relieved to see your people? I mean, well, at least not all of them are met terrible ends.
Well observed, Master Dwarf. Yes, it is indeed good to see that some survived. He's sorry to know.
Yeah, Tanel's kind of a little dazed and is just looking around for two familiar faces in the crowd.
Go ahead and make a scan check for me.
All right. There it is. These dice have not been friendly to me today. Gandalf.
Oh, well, as you say that, nice. Cool.
It really, truly hurt me.
I was just like, okay.
It's like, I'm sorry, here you go.
Take this.
Tanel, this cave system is large enough that it can house several hundred dwarves, but small enough that there don't really seem to be too many like side caves where people can hide. It very much feels like they're all huddled in one space. You take a minute or two to glance about, and you know who you're looking for, but you do not see them.
There's like she tenses up a little bit and then turns back to the group and says, what of the trees?
Do I notice Danelle looking, or?
Make an insight check for me, Haldir.
Alex, it's so good to have you here. I'm so happy right now.
No.
All right, so Haldir, you do not hit your target number.
No.
Okay. Yeah, Tanel just looks slightly bewildered. She did just come under the attack of a fell beast, and nothing out of the ordinary, but she asked you about the trees.
Is there like a room in this cave where we can talk in private? Or?
There are
Space.
spaces, yeah, and
Mhm.
being the de facto leader now, you can kind of ask people to move out of the way and give you some space. So you spend about a
Yeah.
minute walking further into the cave. People give you some space, and you can sit down by a fire and have a chat.
Cool. Yeah. So I'm just gonna take them to a corner,
Sure.
away from everyone.
All of us, or just Tanel?
The elves, and if the dwarf comes with, then the dwarf as well.
Definitely doesn't know anybody around here. Yeah.
Come on, Eric.
Oh, all right.
It's a lot has happened in the last few weeks. It started about 3 weeks ago. I wasn't there. This is stories I heard from these refugees. The Lady Galadriel, they say she went into some sort of a trance. She wasn't responding, and for 3, maybe 4 days, this lasted. And then, out of nowhere, she started attacking the people. She destroyed Kara's Galathorn. These are the survivors. They flee, and I was on my way to the city when I ran into them. I saved who I could. I brought them here as far away as I could.
She's possessed. We have seen it before. It happened to Lord Elrond as well. The rings that they possess is what Gwaihir is looking for. It is Gwaihir who has taken her mind.
Of course. I guessed as much.
However, we were able to save Elrond by removing his ring. The same could be done potentially for the Lady Galadriel, but I don't know. She has been connected to him for quite some time.
Where is she now, please?
As far as I can tell, she's still in the woods. She's going around, and you have to see to believe it, but it's like she's destroying the forests. She's destroying the woods, but at the same time not. That the trees are splintered, but not broken. It is the strangest sight I have ever seen.
Tanel, as Haldir is explaining this, you remember very clearly what he is describing seems to be exactly what you saw in the dream a few nights ago.
And I actually say that. I say, I dreamt of this. I know exactly of what you speak. Is there any reason or rhyme to it? A path she may be taking? Do you know?
Not as far as I can tell. She's destroying as she goes. I have not tracked a path. It is dangerous to be near her. She is the Lady Galadriel.
Yes.
Halloweth, Tanel, I need you to roll a d12 for me.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay.
Goodness.
Okay, Almighty Overlord. Oh, fuck.
What is
we
it?
got?
Eye of Sauron.
I got a 7. Does that help at all?
As the two of you are listening to this conversation, a voice inside your head goes, and the conversation continues.
If you'll excuse me for one moment. And Tanel has to walk away and just take deep breaths because she just wants to throw up. She just takes 4 steps to the right and is just going.
Yeah, Halloweth's just sheet white, frozen in place, and much like Zach, he is screaming internally. Terrible, guttural screams.
As his now travel companions and now friends have this total simultaneous panic attack, looks to Haldir and, hey, what'd you say? thinking that it was
this
Haldir
is
that upset them.
this is grave news, but I do not expect them to react. So
They're pretty
what-
tough. I've seen them in
are
a
you okay?
pinch.
I heard her. The lady in my head. It was not you.
What did she say?
Welcome home.
He must know of us. That confirms that he must know of us. He has seen us too many times to not keep an eye out. Oh,
Well, I mean, let's go find him. I mean, how bad can it be?
Oh.
I mean, we throttled Elrond pretty good. I mean, for a elven king, I mean.
The lady is a power unlike any you have ever seen.
Is she?
yes.
Well, that's terrible news.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Oh. And we were
Oh,
right there when Elrond was possessed. We dealt with it swiftly.
She will have only grown in power.
Yes.
well, I'm glad
Oh.
you're here because you can help. We have a plan.
You have a
You
plan?
do.
You do.
Oh, pray tell.
I mean, hearing how you dealt with the others, you might not agree, but understand that
I've cut
until
many
you
a hat.
came, just try to understand that until you came, I had no other hope. We have made plans to track her down this night if necessary, and we'll do what we must. If you think we can save her, then we can try, but we must protect the woods. We must protect these elves.
We
Yes.
must try to save the lady, if anything can be done at all. But I understand the necessity, if that is otherwise impossible.
Good.
As the four of you hold this conversation, the elf that saved you a couple of hours ago comes up and goes, "Apologies. I imagine our guests are hungry and would like to sleep for the day. Should I get some bedrolls? We can sleep you here, but I apologize, there is nothing else."
We're used to it. We've been traveling for quite a while.
Oh, do I miss the treetops of Lorien, the houses and the beds aloft?
They are no more. I am sorry. Many are gone. But hope remains. I'll fetch you some blankets. And he walks off.
Beery slaps Halloweth on the shoulder and, "Hey, fear not. Treetops is one thing, but you're living in the earth tonight. You're going to sleep like a baby, trust me."
A baby that is slowly and softly being choked by the very air and walls around.
There it is.
Wow. Wow.
Zero joke.
Pretty
Is that
good, pretty
is that
good.
our next t-shirt?
Might have to be. Might have to be.
I slept
Wow.
like a baby who's been slowly being choked by the air and
Jeez.
the very walls around them. Yeah.
Lore Master, what
Uh-huh.
time of day is it?
I would say between the travel to the cave and the time you have all spent talking, it's approaching around dinner time, 5-6 p.m.
Okay.
Okay.
Would the four of you like to continue talking, or would you like to leave now to enact Haldir's plan, or what's the deal here?
I'd like to. Sorry, I'd like to, even off screen or off playing. I'd like to catch up with Haldir, know what he's been doing.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Tinel, you doing anything?
Tanel is going to sort of take a lap around the cave
Mhm.
and is still looking, even though that sort of dwindle of hope is going away.
Would you like to ask around as you're walking?
Yeah. If there's anyone like familiar that I see, like neighbors, people of importance.
Yeah. Beery, anything you're interested in doing while you're in the cave? Besides looking for treasures.
There you go.
You can do that too. I just got to take that as a given.
There's that like large central chamber. Now, are there any not a little more like secretive kind of places where he can get some privacy?
You don't see too many private areas. This very much seems just like a hole, man-made hole that hasn't necessarily, or elf-made hole, if you will, that doesn't really have too much in terms of like private areas. There are like crates and barrels set aside, so if you were to like actively move some to like
just a slight little alcove, not to bother anybody. He's really conscious about how he can bother elves very, very easily.
Yeah, as you're kind of milling about, you attract some glances. Like, what is a dwarf doing here? Goodness.
Hello.
After about 5 minutes, there's a elf that finally plucks up the courage to walk up to you, and she kind of glances at you, tilts her head, and goes, "Hello, what are you doing here?"
Hey, dwarf? And he's currently like unstrapping like the kind of anvil, like the travel anvil, the hammerhead that, from his pack, and he's kind of arranging it in the dirt, getting a nice little stead, and he peeks up. "Oh yeah, how you doing?"
"What are you doing here?" "Yeah, what are you doing here?"
"Oh, well, I'm just about to do a bit of foraging. What are you doing here?"
"My home has been destroyed. Where did you come from?"
"Well, Erebor, and I have some travel companions."
"Are there more of you? Dwarves?"
"No, it's just me besides Gorge here."
"Praise be to Elbereth. Then why in Aman are you here?"
"Well, we just got done fighting a fell beast, so a little bit of appreciation, keeping your safety will be much appreciated." He wiggles his anvil into this dirt a little bit.
The elf kind of takes a couple of steps backwards, starts like glancing around at the other elves that have like kind of gotten like a little bit closer, like, what's going on here? Confrontation? He goes, well, if you are here, please don't break anything. Haldir. And she kind of just walks off, trying to find Haldir. And we'll say at the moment, Haldir, Halloweth, you can begin your conversation.
Yeah, and then Beery's just getting to work on some stuff.
Okay. Yeah, no, I got you, Max. So, Haldir, Halloweth, the two of you are free to discuss what you will.
Please, I must know everything from the moment I left for Rivendell. Have you been in Lorien the whole time? Was Galadriel aware of everything that was happening before all of this?
I don't know. I was at my post. After you left, the lady, she had a feeling that something was going wrong, some great evil. We were told to stay vigilant, and I was at my post. It wasn't until I made that trip to the city that I was met with these refugees. I never went to the city. I never got there. I don't know. I wasn't there.
I could only imagine the atrocities. Well, I'm glad you're safe. I feared for you, as well as the lady. The people, our people, need you here. It's important. So you're a good leader, Haldir, and a good friend.
I do what I can.
Right. Well, I am weary and would like to rest. It's been a long travel. So thank you. Thank you for being here.
Rest well. Tomorrow we have some decisions to make.
Absolutely.
As this conversation comes to a close, we're going to quick cut to Tanel. Tanel, I need you to actually, you know what? You already Gandalfed on this, so we'll say, Tanel, you spend the better part of the evening wandering around. It's not a terribly large cave, but you're asking around, talking to a few people. A few recognize you just from living where you did for so long, but none of them know.
After a little bit, she probably wanders past Beery,
Mm-hmm.
who's sitting in a dirt pile.
It's not quite. He set up like what you see is he has set up a little workshop. He's got himself a little forge that he's kind of smelting down that copper. Like it looks like he's got rocks kind of heating up. He's got his little anvil. He's right now currently on his knees. He's given Gore some scratches in the big like thick folds of the pot-bellied pig. Yeah. Oh, hi Tin. How you doing?
Are you smithing right now?
Of course. Why wouldn't I be?
No, that's fair. We should probably get some rest soon.
I mean, you're probably right. You've been right so far, Tin, but I have a good feeling this design has been really bugging me so badly, and I just got to get it out.
No, you've made very good work. I'll let you, but it will be dangerous. Barry, I know that we've done very well in the past, but there are trees exploding. And she just kind of like disassociates for half a second at the memory and then comes back.
Beery grins a little bit and, are you saying you're worried about me?
Yes, of course. I just want you to be careful and not go charging in.
Well, much appreciated. All right, I promise I won't stay up too late.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to go to bed. And she actually is now looking around to see if any of the elves have alcohol. Just any single one around her.
That is a valid observation.
Go ahead and make an explore check for me.
Yeah. I haven't done one of those in a while. Where is my explore? There. Oh, geez. It's not going to go well, I don't think. 5. And my
5.
target number is 11.
Try as you might. You ask around. The dwarves, or excuse me, the elves couldn't save the crates and barrels of Lothlorien wine.
No.
This is a ragged group of refugees. This is.
Yeah.
They haven't been drunk in weeks.
Heck.
Seeing how disgruntled she is,
It was worth a try.
oblivious as Beery is, kind of like, I mean, I know you're going through a lot, but is there anything I can kind of help with?
No, it's fine.
Would you like to help me?
Sure. I don't know how well I'll do.
You're gonna do great. Just hold on to this.
Okay.
Just hands her a pair of tongs, and all right now, and he kind of shuffles it along the anvil a little bit. All right, now you're just gonna hold on to this as I hammer it.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and if we can spend some time doing a little bit of copper work.
Yeah, is this the thing, Max? Are we doing the thing?
I don't know. I'm flying off the seat of my pants here.
Okay, no, as am I. So just for the podcast listeners, you'll go check out the clip on YouTube. Max, I need you to make a crafting check for me.
All right.
And
So
we shall see if this is gonna work.
A third wonderfully created thing that in this campaign so far.
we'll see. Oh, inspired. Interesting.
Yeah. So actually, I will say, if you would like to, Tanel, you could use a fellowship point here. This would be
this feels like a fellowship point moment.
Yeah. So Beery, you can now roll with 1 extra d6. Sorry to lead you on, but
no, that's I forget that we have it to be honest.
And I want to remind you during those good times.
All right, Tim. Now don't let it overheat.
Okay. What does that even look like?
All right, you see it beginning to sweat. Now take it out. All right.
It's sweat. Oh, God.
So we're working together. I love it. Oh, I just want to show you guys. But yeah,
Are we good? Or is it bad?
It's really good.
What do we got?
Yeah, well, it's a Gandalf, but also with an S6.
Oh my
Whoa.
word.
Plus a lot. He
my
rolled
word.
5d6s just now. Thanks
You
to
rolled
Tanel.
Do you have 4 normally?
Yeah.
And have you
Yeah.
put all your skill points
Everything
in
is a craft.
That's amazing.
That is brilliant.
That's a yep.
Oh, I'm excited about this.
Okay, here we go.
Tanel,
Yeah.
you and Beery spend the better part of probably an hour or so
Mhm.
trying to figure this out. Beery, would you like to describe the process?
Yeah, like there's mainly about smelting the copper away from the rock, and we discard it. And I'm sure someone got burned at some point. Just kind of tossing the hot rocks away. And then just mainly tamping down, pretty much like thin and fine copper wire with little spikes on one side of them is kind of what Tin kind of gathers. And then comes a point where he takes the 2 stolen wine glasses that he stole from Elrond and kind of heats the glass up a little bit. And all right, Tin, I need you to just pour just a little bit of water out, like right at the top of the stem, just very, very, very carefully as he begins to kind of turn it and snaps off, and you did perfectly. Now we just kind of have like the top of a flute. Kind of takes a bit of like candle wax and begins to seal one side of it with kind of like a wick kind of sticking out. And he takes another kind of mysterious liquid that actually Tin would probably recognize from the laboratory.
Tanel, you would recognize that Beery pulls out one of the vials that was used on the table in Angmar that you assumed that Mordrith was using on the blue wizards to somehow get the crystal open. Beery pulls one out of his bag. And
Are you sure?
Just get ready to run if all of a sudden I start screaming. Oh, and like the candle's still lit next to him. He's like, probably move that away a little bit. But begins to kind of fill the vessel a little bit.
I thought this would calm me, Beery. It's not.
No, this is great. This is creation, my dear. Look at it. Kind of seals the rest with wax with the little wick, and I hold on to that. We got to do another one.
Oh.
As you continue to create these concoctions, I'll take a step out of the game now. Max, would you like me to?
It's not complete. It's not complete. I'm sure like by this, at this amount of time, it's probably Tin's time to go to sleep or do as she will. I don't want to like dominate her entire evening.
No.
With craft.
I think
but
by this point, would Halworth have woken up from his rest? Because he only chances for like 4 hours or so, isn't it?
I will refer to the actual blacksmith on this.
Yeah.
Max, roughly how long would it actually take you to craft the thing you are trying to craft?
About 3.5 hours.
Then yeah, I would say Halworth gets his full elven 4-hour trance rest. Tanel, you do not. Haldir,
Nope.
you basically don't sleep anymore because you're the leader. But you spend the better part of the evening working on it. And Halworth, you mosey over to where you see a small group of elves that have kind of formed this little like semicircle around Tanel and Beery and are just like meticulously watching this dwarf and elf work together. And there are some murmurs going back and forth of just utter shock at what they are looking at.
Halworth's just like, what do you got? Is that Beery? Just like, what are you making? What are you making?
Hearing Halworth's voice, he instantly like kind of like hides all his stuff and just nothing. I was actually just wrapping up. I need my sleep. Shuts down the forge and all of that. Just kind of, work for today is finished. As you were, just trying to disperse the crowd.
The elves, kind of like in Forrest Gump, after he stops running and says, I'm gonna go home.
Yeah.
Like, wait, is that it? What else are we supposed to do? Like just the look on their faces are like, shocked, like, wait, no, keep going. And you waltz off to finish the rest at a later time.
Right.
As the evening ends, Haldir, you find just the group of people that were just in throngs starting to whisper to you about this extraordinary dwarf that was just smelting in the middle of the cave. Are they friends? What is the meaning of this?
He came with friends, and so in these trying times, we take what we can. And this whole time, Halday was sort of keeping an eye on it, what's going on. But he's got more important business to deal with. But he's keeping an eye on that the whole time, just to make sure it doesn't get too much.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, Beery,
Beery's gonna crash hard.
Beery, you crash hard. Get your full 8 hours of sleep, just as any dwarf would, and we'll say we go to the next morning as the morning dawns. Haldir, you spend a few minutes handing out some vegetables and fruit and various foods that you've gathered. No meat, Beery, sorry. And you begin to sort of discuss your plans going forward.
All right. So this is while we're eating or whatever it is we're doing. Yes, we'll just sit down and go. The plan before you came was to go with a small task force comprising of myself and maybe a handful of others. We have 250 elves in these caves, but only a dozen of them maybe are trained in the art of war. Not many soldiers made it out of the city. I'm loath to leave these people unguarded, so the plan was to take myself and 3 or 4 others, go into the forests, find the lady, and do what we must. But now that you are here, we could discuss maybe something else.
I think we would happily join you so that what forces you do have can remain here. We are well experienced in dealing with this sort of possession. We sort of know what to expect. We might be able to help you best. Of course, I speak for myself. I don't know of my compatriots.
Of course, I want to be there. I'd like to at least have a chance of saving the lady who saved me.
Of course.
If she's as powerful as you say she is, I mean, so far we've been able to overcome these ring bearers because we're able to get close to them. But if that's not an option, is there perhaps a trap that we can set? You know, like we could weave a massive net or something, I don't know, or a pit. I can dig.
The dwarf has ideas.
It could, honestly, it's crude, but it could be worth a shot.
Or at least get her into a smaller area.
Hey, yes. I mean, this wouldn't be bad.
Think of vacuum.
I mean, you laugh, but I mean, we could there's kind of a bottleneck where can surprise her. We could build something in here, lure her in here, get everyone out. I feel like I can. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. Haldir, make an insight check for me.
Oh no.
What does that mean?
Oh, man, this could actually work. Nope. That is a 13. I need to hit a 16.
Okay. You start listening to these plans, and there's an idea in your mind of some sort of place that could potentially bottleneck, and you know that it's there, but it's not necessarily in the forefront of your mind.
Is there potentially a way that we could face the lady head on while either myself or Tanel waits above in the treetops. Funnel the lady into an area which is above said pouncer, to then jump down, get close enough, literally on top of the lady, to either wrench off the ring or cut if need be.
It's possible, but well, the issue, strangely enough, in Lorien lies with getting into a tree.
Ah, of course.
Perhaps, yes, it's a good idea, but if I'm in the tree when she decides to break it,
Yes.
that could.
We'd rather not face that reality.
No.
Okay, maybe a pit underground, though we are unfamiliar, is the way to go.
Tanel Halloweth, roll a d12 for me, please.
Okay.
That's
It's
not
off,
ominous.
lady. 4.
3.
Oh no.
Simultaneously, the two of
Yeah.
you hear in your heads, "Come find me."
I don't think there's any surprising her.
Nope, I think that's pretty much gone.
No, that answered that question.
What do you mean? What makes you say that?
Yeah, are you two a problem here?
The voice again. Maybe we're not, and maybe we're just going insane. That's also, possible. But I think it's the lady.
The problem is that he knows of us. He has seen us twice, and we have stopped him twice.
Well, I feel very left out that she didn't, talk to me, but whatever.
Sorry. Oh,
Feeling left out. You got FOMO from the lady of the wood.
Period's a little.
Classic dwarf.
Classic, or I do my best.
It's very
to-
Gimli. Yeah.
Yeah, I do my best.
He says, "What's happening out there?"
Could have found a better spot.
Shall I describe it to you, or would you like your own voice in your head?
We should just recite the whole damn thing. That'd be amazing.
Mhm.
All of us.
We've had a many +6 to the end boss's HP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard the quotes. I've heard it. Yeah.
Few too many quotes.
Wait a minute. This is perfect. You come with me. And he grabs a hold of Haldir. If he allows him.
I mean,
Come with me.
you can't physically pull an elf. He's much stronger than you, but Haldir, if you are willing to try and let this dwarf
I have a
lead you.
very high strength. Thank you very much.
He sort of resists for a second and then looks at the other two. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, he does that just to go.
Just come.
He'll pester you if you don't.
That's right.
Very
You
well.
do not wish to be pestered. I would not wish that fate to befall anyone.
All right.
Oh
well,
dear. She's clearly in their heads. They are clearly compromised, and whatever we end up doing, they need to think that we're doing something else. We can use that to our advantage, my friend. We can set up.
Hang on. Max, would you prefer that Tori and Zach leave the Zoom call?
Yes, I do.
Tori, Zach,
Get out of here.
please leave the Zoom call. I will text you when you can come back in. Keep your phones with you, please.
Oh my God. All right. See you in a minute.
We trust them. They could just leave the room.
No, this works great.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Holy crap. All right.
All right.
Wow.
Oh, that's exciting.
Okay,
Carry on,
so-
gentlemen.
Hi, I'm Barry. We've met previously, but we need to formulate a plan because they are a problem.
This eagle knows everything they're doing.
I feel like it's more of the lady. So far, the eagle has seemed to have been struggling with the new fandangled power that it's acquired. apparently there was this like wizard, had no idea who he was, and apparently he's like really, really powerful, and the bird had no idea what to do with him. But I feel like this lady of the wood, she's a lot, she's powerful as well, and she's using it. So I feel like it's maybe their connection with her. So we can use that at our advantage. Tell them one thing, lead her into the trap, and we do another for the actual trap. We trap the trapeze. We're trapezeists. Something like that.
Sorry. You're killing me this time. Go ahead, Haldir.
I must admit I might have lost you towards the end there. Your plan...
It's very complex. I mean,
Okay.
we tell them one plan, and we do another and just bamboozle the three of them. Is their connection with her is clearly a liability.
I must admit your plan has a lot of merit.
Hey, I might not be as old as the rest of you, but I do a lot of thinking, always thinking. It's insatiable, really.
I can tell.
Beery, what is the plan?
Okay. So, are we doing this in character?
You don't have to do it in character. If you would like to just kind of describe over the course of a few minutes what you say.
No, let's do it in character for the fans.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to do it for the audience, right?
Yes.
Okay, Rob.
I'm listening.
So, you know this person that we're trying to overcome. What do you know about her?
She is mighty. Her magic. We've never known the bounds of what she could do, but what she's doing now, the power that she is showing now, it's nothing like what we've seen her show before. I feel it would be very difficult to sneak up on her, but that is what we could. You are a craftsman, I see.
I do my best. Yeah,
Yes.
we could create, like, I don't know. I mean, a pit is a bit barbaric, covered in sticks and leaves and the such. But I feel like catching her off guard, being able to close in at a really rapid pace, might keep her from using this magic that you speak of.
If I were to send you ahead with one or two as guards, would you be able to create a trap that the other two do not know of?
You bet your elven britches I can.
And we will tell them that we are merely sneaking up on her.
They'll never believe that. They know I'm not sneaky. I'm really quite loud. What can we tell them? Ooh, how about this? We'll go. I've talked you into allowing me and a couple other hunters to find the fell beast, the fallen fell beast, because it's so valuable. Which I'm actually thinking is a really good idea. We should actually do that. But yeah, like a party to go out and get the fell beast, maybe use it. That'll take me away from the whole situation. I'll try to find a proper spot. Where should I build it?
Haldir, go ahead and give me
Would I know of a place?
Yeah, I'd say I don't think this needs to make a roll. So, Haldir, I'd say without rolls, you would know probably the best place to trap her would probably be where her mirror is, the mirror of Galadriel. It's kind of a lower valley with some trees above it, and you can kind of potentially have a vantage point above her, even if there are no trees, because it is sort of like this valley in the ground that has been dug out.
Yeah. So I explain that to Barry, and I say, if we build the trap in the center, she goes there often. She will be trapped. We could attack from all sides.
This is perfect. This is, oh my God, this is poetry. Can you draw me a map?
Just get a piece of paper, do a quick sketch.
We'll say no problem. And in the interest of time, because I don't want to make this
Yes.
go for like 20 more minutes, the
This is so
trap is
exciting.
set. Max, I will leave it to you as Beery to sort of figure out what needs to be done for this trap and then spring it and surprise both the elves and potentially
God.
myself and Haldir. Let me go and text the other two real quick. And that is where we are going to take our quick 1 hour break. We will
Oh, for
see you
God's
all
sake,
in
welcome
5
back.
minutes.
What the?
See you in a moment. And welcome back. When we last left off, plans were made, people were excluded. And I'll say after about 5 minutes, Halloweth, Tanel, you two find Haldir, but Beery is not there.
Where did he go?
He insisted that the fell beast that you destroyed, he wanted to collect something from it.
Collect something from. If he's making a damn coat, I swear.
So the three of you are making preparations to head out. I will ask from a mechanical standpoint, Haldir, are you asking any of the armed guards that remain to come with you, or are you having them stay with the people?
I bring one person.
You'll bring one. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
For the interest of, in the interest of just ease. So yeah, we'll bring the elf that rescued you from the fell beast, and the three of you begin to collect supplies. Is there anything specific, Halloweth, Tanel, that you would like to bring with you as you prepare to find the Lady of the Wood?
Just bringing my weapons and hoping for the best.
Yeah. I'm going to bring. I should have thought about this. Is that possible? I'm going to bring some kind of oil and a tinderbox just in case. Of if that should be needed. Fire, you never know.
Sure.
Yeah, and a rope.
Always helpful to have rope. All right.
I'm going to tie said rope to the end of an arrow. I'm going to have an arrow rope.
Ooh, okay. Real elvish rope tied to an arrow. All right.
Yes.
Shenanigans are approaching.
Shenanigans indeed. And I'm excited. But can I? Oh, actually, no.
What do you?
I've no idea what Beery's planning. So I can't even try and attempt to predict it. So I'm just going to say that's that.
That's just like on a Zach and Max level. Like his mind works in such a different way.
Not in completely different realms of creativity.
For those listening on the podcast, Tori and Max nearly just spit out their drinks simultaneously when I said that.
What's up?
Boy. Actually, I'm gonna ask the elf that saved us. I'm like, hey, what's your name? Please. Thank you for saving us. Greatly appreciate it. I liked our little simultaneous arrow tip. Actually, now I'm going to rephrase.
Oh no!
No, this is a family-friendly program.
That was on camera.
I'm keeping it in.
No, as soon as I said that, I was like, my brain was just like abort. Yeah. No, I like the way we blinded the. I like. Oh man. Oh, there's no digging my way out of this. I liked what we did. That was cool. What's your name?
Lothlorien. We've met a few times, though I don't expect you to remember me. I am with Haldir most days, guarding the western border. You are the east, correct? You two are friends.
Indeed, yes.
You have wonderful aim. Stop laughing, Zach.
Tori. No,
no.
I laughed because Tori started laughing. Okay, do not put that on me. Tori went. I saw a little mouth wobble, and that was enough.
Sorry. Hold on. Let me collect myself. Everything's fine. We're gonna die. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Thank
what
you.
could possibly go wrong?
I thank you. It was much appreciated, and thank you for helping Haldir as well with everything. I'm gonna pack up and help and leave. Bye.
We will cut from there back to Beery. Beery, obviously, we don't want to spoil any possible surprises that you may have. I will ask you this from a mechanical standpoint. Would you like to continue working on the contraption you were working on the evening before while you are setting up the trap? Because it probably won't take you nearly as long as the elves prepare.
Check your phone. It's okay. It might take a minute.
How dare you?
Wow, secrecy.
Excellent.
Secrety secrets.
Excellent. All right. We will not cut to Beery and, in fact, cut back to the three elves as you three with the elf come out of the cave. And there's a couple of murmurs like, they're going to fight the lady. And you overhear it as you continue to make your way out of the cave. And you walk out of the front entrance. And Halloweth, there is a nice, neat pile of rocks just outside the sanctuary with a piece of paper on it with your name.
At a time like this, I'm being given a scavenger hunt. A little note. A little playful. He picks up and reads it.
Beery, would you like to describe what Halloweth is looking at?
Is it just the piece of paper that you're reading?
It is just the piece of paper
Yeah,
right now.
yeah,
How would
yeah.
you like to proceed?
It just says Halloweth on it. And if you turn it over, there's just kind of like a funny googly-eyed like face, like cross-eyed with the tongue out. Just a mocking kind of just
Definitely
funny little,
the work of Gwahir the Wind Lord.
definitely. There's just a neat little pile of rocks.
Oh. Are they pretty rocks?
No, specifically so. Just round river rocks.
Zach is so confused. It's just it just says my name and a googly face on the back. That's it. I
What do you
investigate
do?
the rocks. I investigate the rocks. I
Roll initiative.
sight. I
I'm
have
just
awareness.
teasing.
I have perception. Scan. I am doing everything to these rocks.
No rolls
As you-
required.
No, okay.
Beery.
As
As
you
you
Are you gonna pop
gonna
out like
pull
a
it.
birthday cake?
It's like a stag do, like, hello, boys.
Steve Stag do. Okay.
The bachelor party for my American listeners.
I love it. Oh, I was actually thinking of Cuckoo in the bachelor party. Anyways, Steve Stag do is like the best character ever. Sorry, never mind.
No.
But as you kind of as you take the weighted rocks away, there were bent boughs
Oh,
in a hole where there was like this little shelf of dirt and all of a sudden just get kind of thrown at you. Just kind of covering you in dirt.
I get covered in dirt from a
Not
bough
covered, but
stretched
just
back.
like a little face full of debris. And there's something
I'm-
inside the hole.
I'm about to fight the Lady of the Wood, and I'm being covered in dirt before. Okay, well, I'm gonna, just whatever.
It's a little booby trap.
Oh, thank you for
And,
my booby trap.
Inside of the hole, there's a little burlap bundle about yay big.
Halloweth does like bundles. Okay, he's going to very carefully, very scrupulously as well, just unwrap the bundle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You see 2 copper arrowheads in glass.
Oh, nice. These are
John, do you want me to show them?
I am about to share my screen.
Oh,
what? We love schematics.
Halloweth,
Hmm.
before you stands these neat
Oh, wow.
I didn't have time to label everything, but you can see here where there's a wick that you light, and it's pretty much a Molotov cocktail arrowhead with
That's so cool.
with probably like a half a pint worth of that super flammable liquid, so it'll be extremely dastardly. But as the arrowhead impacts something solid, it accordions, it twists and accordions, and all of those spikes that are facing inward shatters the glass to kind of almost like vaporize
Yeah.
in all directions that flammable liquid.
That's so awesome.
So they've yet
Oh,
to be
yes.
affixed to your
Mhm.
arrows, but I'm assuming an elf can
Oh, easily
take care of that.
Yeah, no, he can fix those up to his arrows pretty simply. That's so awesome. Yes, and he's
perfect.
Halbert's just looking at them and going, "Very beautiful bastard."
Oh, and also at the bottom of the burlap's, the little bundle. There's a note, another note.
Oh, he reads it.
And it reads, and I'll read it in Beery's voice. If you have any hopes in competing with me, you're going to need all the help you can get.
That's fantastic. I was sort of hoping for the first line of a Backstreet Boys lyric, like.
Not quite. I'm not that meta.
My fire.
No one.
Oh no.
Number 3. Believe when I say. Number 4.
I want it that way.
Tell me why.
Ain't
That was
Yeah.
terrible.
That was
We will meet back
awful.
here tomorrow
Bad.
to practice again.
We all
Right.
take 20 points of thunder damage from that. That was
Yeah. Alex, I'm-
necrotic and psychological.
yeah,
This is it,
yeah, psychic damage.
Halloweth, your
20
dreams
TPK right
become
there.
your dreams become walking nightmares. The Lady of the Wood appears before you. How dare you insult the Backstreet Boys in such a way?
The Backstreet Elves.
I mean, technically, that's kind of what you are.
Probably. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. With the Backstreet Elves.
Right. So, for the purposes of these fire arrows,
Yes.
I love when Max draws diagrams.
Mm.
For the
They're
people listening on the
beautiful.
podcast, check out social media. I'll be sure to share them either on the Discord or on the YouTube channel. They look amazing. We'll probably
sorry
wind up,
quit it.
podcasters.
we'll probably wind up putting these on shirts and just like selling them.
Mhm.
For men.
There you go.
Right. So, strictly speaking,
Yes.
the way an arrow works is that a bow will deal 3 damage per arrow.
Mhm.
However,
Hmm.
if the force of the explosion is enough, I will allow the target to take 1d6 damage per turn unless they put the fire out. And if you roll well enough or you roll and hit a crit, instead of the typical piercing damage, they will take a flat 6 damage. It is not a roll for fire damage. It is just an
Nice.
extra 6
Six.
damage.
Cool.
Beery, go ahead and roll a d6 for me to see how many of these you were able to make.
Well, he only had 2 glasses. He only stole 2
That's
glasses.
right. That's right. Well, did you? Oh, he did only steal 2 glasses. All right. So you've got the 2 fire arrows.
He's
with
getting
the-
rusty.
Oh, no. Listen, you can only steal so much.
Mhm.
So you now have in your possession, Halloweth, 2 fire arrows. You can mark that down in your
Delightful.
inventory.
I shall do that right now.
All right.
And the copper he made it out of copper so that it's flexible and soft so that it'll
Mhm.
crush under the impact. But that's from the cave that we found that we're totally going to make a summer home in.
Oh, I love the summer home cave.
There may be a troll named Marvin in there. Sorry, Annex, that's spoilers. I know you're only on episode 4 right now,
I
but
figured. Yeah,
yeah, there's a talking troll coming up in a bit. You're gonna love him.
I'm excited. I heard it in the recap. Yeah.
He is a deer. He's
Mhm.
wonderful.
He's lovely. Sorry, spoilers. Right. So the 4 elves begin to make their way towards where Haldir is leading them. Haldir, please make a stealth check for me.
Right. Stealth. Where's the stealth? It's way over. It's like 22, and 2 of those were 6s.
Oh, okay.
Oh
So-
my god.
Cheeky boy.
It was great.
Woo.
My target is like 12.
Yeah. Well, I mean, elves. Without really without really too much of a problem, you are able to navigate the 3 elves through what seems to be this forest that once was your home, but is now something that the elves don't quite recognize. Halloweth, Tanel,
Oh. Oh.
as you stealthily make your way through Lothlorien, you notice that the trees grow wider and taller and more grand, and you are back home, exactly where you know you need to be. But the further you get in and the thicker the forest becomes, you notice that the trees have cracks in them. And the cracks get larger the further you go in. And larger and larger. Until eventually you see a tree that defies all laws of nature. This tree has a almost seemingly blue piece of like ethereal energy running up it. And the branches have cracked and the trunk has shattered into hundreds of different pieces, but they are held in place, almost as if someone hit a pause button as it was exploding. And they are broken in such a way that if you were able to, you could just push all of the pieces back together like a puzzle and reform the trees. And you get further in and further in and further in. And instead of dozens of pieces of the trees, it becomes hundreds and then thousands, until the trees that you once knew are as fine as grains of sand. And you can even just almost push it out of the way because it moves. But you are walking through what feels like a sandstorm. And as you approach, just out of the corner of your eye, you hear some footsteps. And there is a dwarf, having finished his task. Beery, you have finished what you needed to do, and you have met back up with the group.
Oh, he's kind of like a little bit dirty. He's got a bunch of sweat on his brow, and it's like, you're early. You're too soon.
What?
You're too early. What are you doing here? I thought it was going to take you twice as long. I mean, it's done.
Tanel looks to Haldir, like, what's going on?
Don't worry about it.
He told me he was going to the Fell Beast. I don't know.
Do you go to the Fell Beast?
The what? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it put up quite a fight, but I vanquished it like a proud dwarven hero.
Would either of you like to make insight checks?
Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah, go for it.
Come on.
I feel like the difficulty is pretty low.
Eye of Sauron.
Oh, Sauron, you're very convincing.
Oh!
Did we both roll Eyes of Sauron?
Yeah, apparently we did. That's 2 for me in this session.
Double eyes of Sauron. He's got both eyes now. It's 2 eyes of Sauron.
Yeah, Sauron is reformed, and it's in the. And he's taken the embodiment of Beery's lies.
That
was
Beery's
amazing.
deception has become Sauron.
This is the first time in 9 sessions that has happened. That's incredible. I'm so happy that happened.
I can't
Beery.
believe that happened.
You should have been there. I was like up on its back of its neck, and I took my knife and I slid it down the side, and it bled out, and it made this terrible cry. Ah! And it was just wild. You should have been there. That was most heroic.
I told you
nodding
not
along.
to charge in, and you charged in, Beery. Oh my god.
I needed it.
That still only counts as 1.
Usually, Annex, when they quote the movie, I add an extra 6 HP to the
Yeah.
final boss, but you know what? I'm letting that
But
one
that
slide.
line,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm letting it slide. All right, so having slain the Fell Beast, apparently, Beery, Haldir, what are the 2 of you doing to continue this trek?
I think for now, it may be best if I show you where she is. And then we could figure out how to solve this problem.
Yes, please. Thank
Just
you.
follow me. And then I take them
All right,
to the
excellent.
location.
So, for the purposes of this, we are going to make some group checks You're all going to pass or fail collectively, and I will give you the appropriate rolls. So I need all of you to make a stealth check. I assume you're moving stealthily through this.
Obviously.
Yeah,
Make a
absolutely.
make a stealth check for me.
I rolled an 11, but his target number is 13.
Okay.
I rolled a 13. My target is a 12, and one of them was a 6.
Okay.
Bam.
I rolled a
That last 6.
a 21,
Yeah.
and my
I'm sorry.
target number is 12.
Zach, you rolled a 21.
And my target number is 12.
Now you're just showing off.
I am the knight.
I hate to steal your thunder.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Do it.
I rolled a 22.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Hold on. Let me just
Poor
two
Zach.
of them are 6s. So that's 2 5s and 2 6s.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, okay. Well, Zach, it was nice knowing you, my buddy. Thanks.
Oh,
Thank you for joining us. I appreciate
Podcasters, he's taken off the headphones. He has walked away. He's not coming back.
No,
I'm just kidding. He's
Thank
back.
you very
I'm
much.
back. That's very well rolled.
Oh, brilliant. All right.
So
So,
sorry.
amazingly enough. Oh, before we keep going, Beery, is Gorge coming with you or did he stay back?
He's staying back.
I thought he might be. I had terrible plans for him if he didn't. But what? No, I didn't say that. Yeah. Okay. So the 5 of you make your way through Lothlorien. And the 2 elves are dumbstruck. This is your home that you have seen utterly destroyed. Yet hope remains as you make your way towards Galadriel. Is there anything the 5 of you would like to say or do before you approach?
No, Halworth is speechless.
Tanel is also speechless, and there's just like the littlest bit of water in her eyes, but it doesn't fall.
Beery, Haldir.
Beery's currently just like is focused as he can be on stealthing as he possibly can. He's been trying to get used to sneaking through the forest. He can't even look around. He's just like looking at where the next footfall needs to go.
Haldir.
Haldir's seen this before, so he should be used to it. But seeing the way that Halworth and like Tanel react to it, it's like soul fresh for him again. And yeah, he's not saying anything.
Halworth, Tanel, roll a d12 for me.
Oh God. Gandalf.
10.
Simultaneously, the 2 of you in your heads hear, help. As you continue to make your way towards where Haldir is leading you, there is a rustle in the brush. And you see Galadriel. And she does not see you, but she is walking slowly, but it doesn't seem purposefully. One hand outstretched, as if wandering blind through the forest. What are you doing?
Nell just kind of like stops completely in her tracks and just looks to Halworth because she kind of knows what they have to do, but just doesn't want to take the first step. And sort of does the same thing to everyone and looks at Haldir and Beery as well.
Halworth is... Well, he sees her and it's funny because she looked so peaceful like she's just wandering in her home, taking in the nature of it, taking in the silence. But knowing the Lady Galadriel, I think Halaworth can sense the inner turmoil, the struggle, and the sheer helplessness of her light conscience. He's still, but he draws his bow. In preparation, not taking a shot.
All right. Beery.
Beery reaches over to the bow and just kind of gives it just a little, just
knocking it, just pushing it down slightly.
just a little bit, and just trust me.
How would you like to proceed?
Well, Halaworth in that moment is kind of torn before he looks to Beery and sees kind of like the knowing, the intelligence, and the plot in his eyes, and the bowstring just goes slack.
She's just like wandering through the woods right now.
Mhm.
Oh God, I feel like this is gonna go really bad. This is freaking me out, man. Okay.
Halday was just gonna hold his hand up. Sorry.
No, please go ahead.
And then he's just gonna make assume like Halaworth would know the symbol of like around, sort of like flank
Mhm.
either side.
Mhm.
Were you near the place?
Yeah. So,
Oh, we are.
Tinel,
Okay.
Halaworth. You two, having seen Galadriel, shocked, fail to realize immediately you are where her mirror is. You are in this little alcove that has been sort of dug out, small valley. The scene where Frodo looks into the mirror of Galadriel. And you are there. And she is walking toward it, arm outstretched.
Interesting.
Like Beery is as monumentous as this moment for literally everybody else, but as she's kind of getting close to the mirror, Beery's just like, just like getting sorry. And he's got like an apron of tools and things like that over his chain shirt, and he's slowly beginning to pull a knife up from one of the pockets as she approaches the mirror.
Okay. So, because even I don't know what's happening here,
Oh my
Beery,
God.
please describe what is happening as Galadriel continues to walk towards the mirror.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. Beery's been busy.
Sorry, real quick before you start.
Yeah.
Where would you like to tell the elves to position themselves?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He just gives the universal sign of like
Mhm.
Circle up,
Yeah.
encircle.
Yeah.
Circle, flank. Wow, this seems familiar.
Yeah.
Fell beast. Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. I go around to the left.
I'll go
Do I need a
right.
piece of paper for this?
Oh, geez. Okay.
Beery, what do you got?
All right. As the elves all kind of triangulate around her. This is a little bit off the cuff, but this is what I imagined. Bree goes to a rope that kind of encircles the entire entire space. You know, it's encircled by trees in a slight valley, with the mirror in the center.
And
the
the
pool of water.
I should also mention the trees are whole around the mirror area. I did forget to mention that. I'm
wow,
sorry.
okay.
Yes, there are a couple of trees that you can sort of hide behind and get cover. Max's brain is going 1,000,000 miles an hour right now.
I can hear the cogs.
All right. Just speak amongst yourselves for a second.
I'm currently writing these. My notes
Yeah.
have been very just scrawled.
Oh, yeah.
across.
Mm.
Mine's getting
Yeah.
pretty.
My handwriting is becoming very quickly illegible.
This is haphazard. Okay. Beery, seeing all the elves triangulate, and that she's not able to read any of their thoughts, anything that would work against them. Beery takes that kind of broad, kind of angular dwarven knife, and he cuts the rope that was concealed kind of in a bunch of leaves that he's been working on. Cuts it, and all of a sudden the rope just gets pulled in all directions as 6 stones all around this valley drop, or at least begin to drop. So all of a sudden ropes begin to uncoil, and so this is what happens. So this is the valley, right? This is the mirror pond, right? The mirror,
Mm-hmm.
and there's trees all around it. Stones on either side of each tree link. Let me draw this real quick.
Oh my god.
This is incredible to watch.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Yeah.
The master
So-
at work.
All right, so 2 stones per tree that go over, and then they all lead to a rope that is connected. That this end of the rope was linked by that one thread of rope, and when he cut it, they all released at once. And this loop gets pulled into the center. This loop gets pulled into the center. And that loop. So 3 points of contact bring her into the center and to pin her pretty much to the mirror.
And in the darkness, bind her.
Oh no.
Oh
How dare you,
my god.
Yeah, so triangulating ropes just come in and squeeze her to the mirror.
Fantastic.
Incredible.
Okay.
Weighted
So-
by all these boulders that were he climbed up into the tree and suspended. He bought a lot of rope for a reason.
Yeah, he
Oh
did.
my god.
Oh my god. All right. So I now need to make a series of checks. So I need you all to give me about 10 seconds.
You got
Oh my
it.
God.
I'm gonna
Okay.
furiously scribble some notes.
I bet you
Mhm.
are. All right, please hold. Beery, I need you to make a craft check for me, and then I'm gonna
got it.
compare that against a couple of these rolls.
You got it.
This deserves to work.
Right.
All right. So the first, so just so it's known, his target number for this is 11.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to say it a million times. That would be 15, 20 for the first roll.
Okay, hang on. The first rope succeeds in binding her. Make another craft check for
You
me.
gotta say
Oh my
snaps.
God.
Oh god.
This I'm nervous. The second roll is 15, 20 again.
20
In
again.
a different orientation. Third one.
The second rope zips into her. Give me a roll for the third.
Please.
18.
18. Okay.
No.
The third rope into Galadriel.
Oh my God. Oh, okay.
That was amazing.
Oh my God.
Outstanding.
I'm so excited. I went blurry.
Okay. The four of you watch as Galadriel, her body wandering sort of aimlessly, as Beery cuts the rope. The ropes collapse her body into the mirror, and you hear a horrendous shriek.
You three. I can feel you here. son of Talon and Emira, I have seen inside your minds, as the lady sees in yours. You may be able to bind me for now. Do you know, I was there when Gondolin fell. I watched the city burn. Do you know what I did to save your home? Nothing! Because Manwë ordered me not to. But no more. The time of the beast is here. You may try and defeat me, but you will fail.
And there's a quick flick of Galadriel's hand. And Tanel, you watch as within the grove of trees surrounding this, in one of them, a number of the branches and vines and roots start to move. And you watch as two bodies come out from the roots, struggling, mouths covered. And your parents descend back into the roots.
I found them. Either way, I win. If you kill me, you will lose the lady, and you will lose them. But if you do manage to save her, I have already destroyed your minds. I am everywhere. I am in the beasts. I am in the birds. I am Gwaihir.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh my goodness.
Of the Unpredicted party.
That was evil. That was evil.
Now you're just being mean.
Yeah.
Join us
Oh,
on
good.
Patreon for the Unpredicted after party. NX Wilson as Haldir, folks. NX, thank you so much for joining. I know we said we might get to the battle today, but Beery had other plans, and I like to roll with it.
That's fair enough.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You're
Oh my
such a
God.
trooper.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's like
Mm.
almost
Man.
1:15 in the morning where you are.
Yeah.
NX,
Yeah.
thank you so
Something
much
like
for
that, something
joining
like
us.
that, yeah.
Yes, thank you guys.
Awesome stuff.
NX,
Oh my God.
thank you, the three of you. Thank you for joining, and we will see you all in 2 weeks. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.